PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video, and today I'm here to talk about underwater basket weaving. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here to talk about Evercade. The topic of Evercade, you know, it's like some days I'm like, I'm sick of it, I never want to talk about it again, and then other days something weird happens and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to talk about it anyways, you know, because at the end of the day, this is a channel about talking about what I want to talk about. That's what I do on this channel. So I wanted to talk about Evercade today because there was a new update announced, and I bet you guys are thinking, I bet it's something really cool, like maybe you can change the color of the light bar or something. Maybe there's a way you can eject your Evercade cart safely. No, of course not. There's a new update and it has none of those cool features. Those cool features don't exist on a standard Evercade VS. You have to patch it with certain software. But anyways, no, so let's not talk about that topic, you know, that's so taboo, but let's talk about the actual Evercade update itself. Personally, I have not updated my Evercade VS, and the reason I don't want to is because I just don't see the value in it. I don't see the incentive. I know, shocking, right? Shocking, totally shocking. There's some things that are kind of interesting about it. Now, I watched somebody else who had already updated. I watched a video about it, and I was kind of like, wow, even less impressed. You know, I'd read what the topic was, you know, what it would actually do exactly. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. A library. What's this library thing about? And then when I actually figured out what it was, I'm like, oh, this is kind of lame. Okay, at first I was like, are they forcing us to actually look at this library? No, it's actually an icon. Actually, it's an icon similar to the VS, the cartridge icon, etc. Yeah, and you can basically browse through the entire Evercade catalog. Yes, all 55 carts is it now, I believe. Oh, and you can also, when you put your Evercade cartridge in, you go to that library, it'll show how many of those cartridges you own. So simply by putting your cartridge in, basically you're telling the system that you own it. So I could borrow a friend's or whatever and say that I own it, but I don't really own it. But obviously, you still have to have the cartridge inside to play it. Which, you know, I thought was kind of weird. And, you know, it doesn't make any sense. Because, like, why would you put Namco Collections 1 and 2 into the Evercade VS, knowing fully well that you could not play it with that particular software? There are ways to play Namco Collections if you're into the dark arts of Evercade, but here nor there. But yeah, I think it's kind of lame, and I say that from the perspective of somebody who is not an Evercade cart completionist. I wouldn't like that. I guess I don't have any interest in that. And the reason, again, is because I do not plan to go for a full set. I have talked about in the past how I think Blaze should get rid of the stupid numbers thing. I think it's a gimmick, and basically it's just preying on people who have total FOMO for Evercade. That's what it does, ultimately. I hate to say it. You know, I think in the early days, not so much because there weren't that many cartridges, but now that we have over 50, yeah, maybe it's time to retire the numbers and actually specialize in cartridges that, you know, a particular group of people would be interested, you know, and you don't have to rely on trying to make something for everyone anymore, because you do this long enough, you end up becoming no one to anyone. If the only people who are ever going to buy Evercade stuff are the hardcore diehard people, you know, who just want to collect them all. And that's what I don't like about it. And plus, what's ridiculous is they have the legacy carts. Funny enough, today they announced 2 new legacy carts. They announced the Technos Arcade Collection 1 and Codemasters collections, you know, which are collections I enjoy, but I don't think people should pay insane amounts of money for those collections. But that's what they're doing right now for Technos Collection 1, the original Technos Collection 1, and Oliver Twins Collection goes for a surprising amount of money these days. I don't know what the Lynx collections are going for, but I'm sure they're not cheap either, because those are really kind of rare, you know. So these little legacy collections, you know, there's just more and more, and you see all these legacy collections now in this Evercade library. Like, why have those in there? Why? Blaze, if you're not actively selling them, why would you have them in there? Why are you advertising stuff you don't actively sell? Here's the thing. You know who that benefits? It doesn't benefit Blaze. I mean, it might benefit Funstock because they do probably have quite a bit of stock left of, you know, the Technos Collection 1 and Codemasters, of course. But they probably don't have any stock of Technos 1, obviously, or any of the carts that are totally out of production you just can't get anywhere. I really don't like, in general, that Blaze does this whole legacy business. It's like, don't announce it. Just Stop manufacturing and don't talk about it. That's what every other company under the sun does, because it basically incentivizes people to go out and buy a bunch of, copies of Technos Arcade 1 or Codemasters 1. Like I heard somebody, a buddy of mine told me that some guy bought like 20 copies of Codemasters when he found out about the announcement and is going to like start flipping them and stuff. People like this just, give the collecting community a bad name when they do that kind of stuff, just buying up, trying to corner a market and stuff. And you see these collections now, and you're going to have somebody maybe a year or two from now get an Evercade VS, and they're going to be like, well, why can't I get these collections? It's like, oh, because they're legacy. And it's like, what does that mean? That's what you have with this library thing. I think it's lame. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. I think it's not really great, honestly. Again, it just feeds into people's FOMO, and it creates, this, I don't know. I mean, it's great for the people who are completionist collectors who already are going for a complete set. Yeah, it's great for them. But it's also great for resellers. It's great for that person who's sitting on a bunch of Technos 1 collections and selling them for $200 a piece. Not great for Blaze, though, in that regard. I mean, it's unless they have, again, more stock or something. I was also hearing the cart updater was going to be more robust. What I don't understand is why don't they have, like, an option to eject these carts? That's what I don't understand. And I've already heard somebody recently, somebody posted, I think it was on Facebook or something, about how they had, I don't know who the person was, I don't have a screen cap of it, but they had like 2 of their cartridges after the update weren't playing in their Evercade EXP. I think it was like Always Awakening and some other like indie collection. Was it Mega Cat or Morph Cat? I don't remember. One of those. And and I'm like, already after an update, I thought this was a robust, card updater where it'd be safer to update. So, but again, that could be an isolated incident. Maybe I'm making too much out of that. I don't know. But I think these things are worth talking about, especially when a new update has been done. Because, Blaze has said this is what they're going to do, and I don't know. This kind of is a bit of a weird thing. And yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of this new update. I feel very not incentivized to update my Evercade VS. I just don't see the point. I really don't. Wait, there is one point. There is the game of the month. The Evercade game of the month. Curse of Ilmore Bay from Second Dimension. Second Dimension's pretty awesome little company there. I actually backed the Kickstarter for Affinity Sorrow, actually. But I've actually played that game before. I think I played it on was it Antstream or somewhere? I don't remember. I know I've played it before, and obviously you can buy it other places. But I'm actually really happy to hear that that's going to be on Indie Heroes 4. That's really good news. I think that was the best news I think I heard of all this stuff. Yeah, this whole collection thing, it's great, I guess, for the people who've been collecting Evercade since the beginning or collecting in the last year or two maybe. But for anybody who's new coming into it, they're going to be like, why can't I get these cartridges? Anyways, those are my thoughts on this newest Evercade update. Yeah, I'm just kind of underwhelmed. Very underwhelmed. But that's my opinion. So I'm sure you have strong opinions in the comments section. What are those opinions? Comment below. Love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.